Fernando.
We're now joined by the winning team of the 2026 CFP quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. We will start with questions for our three student athletes, D'Angelo Pons, Pat Coogan, and Fernando Mendoza, and then we'll switch over to questions for coach so the players can get back to their team. We're going to go ahead and open the floor for questions. We'll start here in the front left.
Congratulations, all of you. Fernando, I want to ask you a question. So many people enjoy your enthusiasm, your genuine joy in just playing the game, almost childlike sometimes in the joy and everything. What has this meant to you, and how confident are you right now with the way this team is playing?
Yeah, I'm very confident the way this team is playing. I think it's not just myself. I think our entire team and our coaching staff really enjoys football. We really enjoy football, and I think that's why we work so hard at it, and we work really hard every single day, because not only do we enjoy football, we also enjoy winning, and we know what that takes. So every single day, we're always going to put our best foot forward.
Okay, we have a question right there in the middle. Danny, can you bring it over?
This is for Fernando. Congratulations for the victory, Fernando. What does it mean for you to win here in the Rose Bowl in California, Los Angeles, before this huge audience? And if you can answer in Spanish, will be amazing for the Hispanic community.
Yeah, I would say if you asked me 3 years ago, I'd be able to speak in Spanish. However, now I'm conversational. However, if you ever say something, I could completely understand you 100%. However, I think it means a lot. I actually have a lot of Mexican family over here, and a lot of my family from Miami came over here to go watch. And such a great historic venue, the Rose Bowl, such an iconic point of not only college sports, of all sports. And so I think it's such a great opportunity for all of us to be able to be Rose Bowl champions. However, we have a very tough opponent in Oregon, so we're looking on them.
Okay, we have another question in the middle there, in the black.
This is for Fernando. Kevin Scarver, USA Today. There was a lot of talk about the rest and how it affects teams. They were 0-6 in this game, and your coach kind of talked about practice and how difficult it was with the travel. So how did you guys overcome that for such a dominant performance today?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a huge struggle, and I think Coach Cignetti and did a fantastic job of a trickle-down effect of really making sure there was no complacency, because, you have I think it was 26 days off. That's very, very tough, and especially in the first drive as an offense, myself included, I think we got off to a slow start, and then other than that, once we got our feet wet, we got the ball rolling, and we got back to playing Indiana brand of football. And so I think it was a great overcoming that challenge as a team, having such long time off, but I think we overcame that challenge, and that showed on the field today.
Okay, we have a question here on the right.
Hi, Takayla Hawkins, ABC7. For any of you, can you describe the culture that your coach demands of you guys that then resulted in today's win?
Yeah, I'll take this one. Coach Cignetti, it all starts with him. The complacency factor, the afraid to death of complacency, the never-ending journey of improving, taking it day by day, taking each day as the most important day in the history of the program. It all starts with him, and he makes sure all of our eyes are focused forward, and we're all thinking alike, as he always says. And it's real. It's what happens, and I believe that's why we see success on Saturdays. That's one of the main components.
Okay, we have another question from the middle here in the blue. Mike's coming.
Yeah, Jeff RapJohnSpeaks.com. Pat, this is for you. Your thoughts on winning as an offensive lineman MVP of the Rose Bowl, and just why were you guys so dominant up front today?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, it's probably the first, if I had to guess, offensive lineman MVP, but it's all a credit to my teammates and my coaching staff for, first of all, just believing in me and the ability to make my calls and diagnose a defense, and fully entrusting in me and my abilities. And then a credit to all my teammates. Like, these guys are unbelievable. The belief that we have in each other, the ability to bounce off each other and say, hey, what are you thinking? Or you see that. It's just been kind of, like I said before, a never-ending growth, never-ending improvement. And, there's certainly a lot of things we have to clean up, especially in that fourth quarter. Stuff was moving pretty fast, and when we were kind of sloppy, especially up front. So and it all starts with me. You know, I'm the center of it all, and I got to make sure the guys are on the right page. But it's a credit to my teammates for just being just studs.
We have time for 2 more questions for the players. One in the middle right there.
Sports. D'Angelo, you guys held a very good Alabama offense to 3 points. I know you guys talked a lot during the week about what you were seeing and all that stuff, but how did it play out actually on the field in regards to being able to shut them down as much as you did?
I feel like that's a testament to Coach Brian Haynes. I feel like he did a good job skimming them up, knew what they like to run, their tendencies and stuff like that. I feel like he put us in the right positions to do that, and we came out victorious. Like that was the goal.
Our last question will come from the far right back.
Rashawn Haylock, KTLA 5. Francisco, you played a game here as a freshman back in 2023. What do you recall about that night, and how will you describe your journey getting to where you are now since then?
Yeah, like you said, it's been a long time ago. I believe it was the last Pac-12 after dark game. Pac-12, a great conference. I think it's resurging right now. And that was actually funny enough. It was against UCLA, and Dante Moore was their quarterback. So get to have another rematch against Dante Moore and a great Oregon team next week. And I think it's the Rose Bowl itself, the venue, the grass. I know it was a little rainy today, but still, it's a perfect college football venue, and such an honor to play there with my teammates, and honor to the 2 times I played here to come out victorious. I think it's a great honor, and give all the glory to God.
Okay. Thank you, D'Angelo and Pat and Fernando. We're going to now open the floor for questions for Curt. You guys can leave the stage.
Thank you.
Our first question comes from the front here.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. You had mentioned yesterday that you felt like the preparation was really going that great, or you were kind of, it would probably bring up concern for people, in that situation. What changed from that point to now to where it didn't look like there was really much of a layoff that you guys were on?
Well, sometimes my messaging is intended for the players to hear, to further reinforce my message to them. And because, preparation's hard to gauge. Alabama had to do the same thing we did, come out on a Wednesday and then have their first practice on site. And, there is disruption there compared to your normal routine, which we're all creatures of a routine. I think our guys, we had a great walkthrough yesterday. We went to the SoFi for that, and that was good for our players, I think, to get there. And, I thought our mindset was really good. I liked our prep for the most part, once we knew who the opponent was. And it was a hard-fought game early in the game. Alabama made some plays. They had us off balance offensively. They had a new all-up blitz. But we were able to kind of make the plays when we needed to and take it over in the second half. And, it's a great win for our football program. I'm proud of our players, our coaches, and everyone. Again, a big win against a team that's got great tradition like that and history and a lot of good players and great head football coach.
Our next question comes from the front right here.
Curt, Zach Oster, Indianapolis Star. It felt like another kind of one of those games you've had this season where your run game just kind of ground them down as the game wore on, and then you start popping some explosives in the second half. What does it say about the offense and maybe specifically that ground game, the way that it can lean on an opponent as a game wears on and maybe really tire a defense out?
Well, I think that's what you would always love to see as the head coach, things we used to preach when I was at Alabama about changing the way they think, breaking their will, and that's the best way to do it, running the football. And it takes a while. It doesn't happen in the first quarter, second quarter. It happens in the second half at some point, hopefully, when you're able to achieve that goal. And I thought our line did a nice job. I thought our backs really ran hard. And I'm sure there were some nice blocks downfield too, but the backs, I was really impressed with how hard they ran.
Our next question comes from the blue right here.
Hey, Coach, Curt Sandoval from ABC7. When your offensive lineman wins, the MVP and your Heisman quarterback is grinning from ear to ear, what does that mean to you, and how does that describe the chemistry on this team?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, and I'm at this point probably used to it. Fernando's a very special guy. He's very unique. He's selfless. He's the ultimate team guy. And then we've got some other guys, like Coogan is really the same way. He's the ultimate team guy. And then we got a lot of other guys on the team that played last year, like Fisher, Carter Smith, just to name two, I could name a lot more that are ultimate team guys. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're so consistent and efficient. We are efficient, is how I would label us, is because we have good players with very high character. They're great team guys and really good leaders, and they listen and they buy in.
We have time for two more questions. We'll have one from the gentleman in the tie right there.
Coach, Bryant Haynes talks about how you've always been the same guy in the way you run your program, the way you operate. What does it mean to you to take the system that you started at the D2 level to this level of college football and have success like you did at that lower level?
Well, I learned from my mistakes. One thing about it was, I did make a lot of mistakes year one, and then the second time through, you always get a little better, and every year you do. So I can't say that I'm the same coach I was year one, because I'm not. You're always looking to improve because you get better or worse. You never stay the same. And, the things that they talked about, the constant striving for improvement, I do try to live that way. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're separating or somebody's gaining on you. Yeah, my journey has been kind of surreal, but I think every move kind of prepared me for this challenge at this time with the changing dynamic of college football.
Our last question will come from the middle.
Great win today. You've been in big games this season. How do you temper a win like this, and what does a win like this teach these young men for life after football?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to assume anything like we've bounced back from a number of big wins and we'll be fine because it's a process. We'll have a very big challenge ahead of us next week. It's very hard to beat a really good football team twice. There's no doubt about that. And what was the last part of your question?
What does a win like this teach these young men about football and about life?
Well, that's a great thing about football, I think. It's a great vehicle that helps people used properly become more successful in their life's work later on, and raising a family. A lot of great lessons there about teamwork, leadership, overcoming adversity, meeting challenges, preparation, commitment, discipline, work ethic, toughness. So we got a lot of the guys that have the right stuff, and I'm proud of them.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.